Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting back into? We're getting back into the Ultimatum South Africa. We are now on episode 3. New bed, new partner. Okay, because we know the choices we're choosing in this episode. They definitely were. But as I always say, before we get into that episode, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so you know I'm doing videos, because I am on the road to 1k. Also, please like, comment, share, do your thing, my people, do your thing. Anyway, so as I just said, the choices continue. Sizza ends up getting very upset and walking out. I'm just like, at this point, people are moving hella mad up in this place. Like, honestly, moving hella mad. You see Tabby turn to Khanya. And this is why I think Khanya thinks she's on some type of different show. She don't brought no argument with nobody. So she was like to Khanya, go and comfort Sizza. Khanya sat there like, who the fuck you talking to? Because I know you ain't talking to me, my love. I ain't going out there to comfort her. You know, Khanya was not going to do that. And she even said what she was not going to do it, because you know what? Khanya is too damn selfish for that. Like, proper too damn selfish. And she has a bee in her bonnet about Sizza at the end of the day. And what I saw from the cocktail parties, especially when it came to Nola and Lebo having the discussions that they were having next to her, and she was smiling and giggling and all sorts with them. She revels in other people's drama. She does. She revels in other people's drama. So the presenter actually gets up, the female presenter actually gets up and goes out and speaks to Sizza. And Lindelli is sitting there at the table, basically saying that he felt like standing up and going and giving her a hug, but he didn't. So, you know, his talk is cheap. Lindelli's talk is cheap, because he's talking about how, like, you know, Sizza's now gonna see this as being serious. I think Sizza already saw it as being serious, my guy. At the end of the day, Sizza was upset because I think there were two men that were interested in her and somebody else, and they didn't pick her. That's what she was upset about, to be fair. And you, as your big boy back south, did not get up and go and offer your girl any type of condolences, any type of solace, nothing. You just sat there thinking, oh, maybe I could have gone and give her a hug, but then it would have given her the wrong impression. I'm like, Lindelli, sit with you there. Sit with you there. Do you know what I mean? Because even though Tabby asked Khanya to go give Sizza like some comfort, my first thought as well was, she got a fucking man over there. A man sitting over there. Why is that man not getting up from the table and go and give her comfort, instead of sitting there like him humble, and he ain't being humble about nothing. He's actually reveling in the fact that Sizza is so upset right now. See Khanya turn to Tabby and say to her, why are you telling me to comfort this girl for? And Tabby said, because you're sitting there right next to her. So basically, I'm like, mate, she's got a whole man across the table and he's done fuck all at all. So you should have went to him first. You should have locked eyes with that man across the table first, yeah, and tell him to go comfort his gal. But he didn't do that. So Kanya's reasoning for not comforting Sizza at that time was she didn't know whether Sizza was crying or laughing, and it can get a bit too much sometimes. She's basically saying that if she goes and comforts this woman, it's going to be an expectation that she will continue to comfort this woman through the shit show that is her, because Khanya sees Sizza as an emotional mess, basically. And I'm kind of like, okay then. So when it comes to your time for comforting, remember the words that you just said, remember the words Khanya just said. So Sizza comes back in and she turns around and she ends up picking Kay. And he did smile. Kay was like, okay. Lindelli looked disturbed, and Khanya did not like that at all, because Khanya wanted Courtney to pick Kay. She didn't want Sizza to pick Kay, and she didn't want Kay to pick Sizza back in the slightest. I'm telling you, I do think that Khanya has issues with Sizza, and I do think that she believes that Sizza will be the type of woman that Kay would normally go for. And that's why she didn't want Kay with the girl in the first place. I turn and ask Kay if he's going to accept Sizza's proposal. Kay was actually saying that I'm going to be open and honest. And basically he felt that he connected with Sizza and Tabby. So they were like, well, who are you going to pick? I'm like, who are you going to pick, Sizza or Tabby? So he goes with Sizza. Khanya in her VC does not look impressed at all. And basically she turns around and says she doesn't think it will work with Scissor, and she believes that her and Kay will be a fake couple. I don't know where Khanya's getting her insight from, but she ain't getting it from no crystal ball, let's put it that way, because I don't understand why she's so dead set against this woman. Like, even with Kay, she just doesn't seem to exude any type of like love for this man. I haven't seen her exude any type of love for this man. All I've seen her exude is mistrust and basically telling him about his backside every which way she can, by calling him fake, by saying that all he knows how to say his words, but he needs to start putting his shit into action. So I really don't know where Kanye's going with this in the slightest. Get to Lebo, and Lebo picks Isaac. Isaac politely declines Lebo's offer because we already know he had his eyes set on Khanya, and that's who we picked, yeah. So they go back to Lebo and they ask her who would she like to select now. So Lebo says Aiden, because that was the only other option for her as well. Aiden picks, and he turns around and he does talk about the fact that he had the choice of two. He was thinking of either Tabby or Lebo, but then he accepts Lebo's request because, as again, he believes that him and Lebo can complement each other, and that they're not looking for no kind of sexual chemistry with each other, and that they will stay respectful and true to the partners that they've come with. That's the essence of why he probably picked Lebo. He kind of does have a bit of a mofo moment, because he kind of thinks that after not choosing Tabby, he might have a fear of missing out in regards to what Tabby could have offered. But I'm like, my guy, them's the breaks. You made a choice. You picked your gal, so you need to, roll with it. So Khanya picks, and there was only one guy that Khanya was going to pick, because Khanya did say, I told you this woman is direct as hell. She said all the other men were actually quite boring, and the only person that caught her interest was Isaac. I was like, this girl don't broke no bonds with nobody. She didn't broke no bonds with nobody, but we all knew she was going to pick Isaac, and Isaac we knew was going to pick her. So the only people left in regards to that was Tabby and Lindelli. So that was like an unlikely match, because I don't think Tabby was thinking about Lindelli in her situation at all, and I don't think Lindelli was thinking about Tabby in his situation. But we'll see how them two get on. Do you know what I mean? Genesis is not happy with that match, with that pick. But I'm kind of like, my guy, you turn around and you pick Courtney, so you want the experiences to go through, so why won't you let your woman go through the experiences as well? At the end of the day, she's given you the ultimatum, yeah? So it's you that need to make the decision as to whether you're going to walk away with this woman or not, or whether Tabby makes the decision as to say, you know what, nah, I found something better on this side of the pond. I don't want you no more. So now that all the couples will be living together for 3 weeks, so we have Lebo and Aiden, Courtney and Genesis, Tabby and Lindelli, Caesar and Kay, Khanya and Isaac, and Nola and Ruth. So everybody's all moving into their places. They're all excited by it. You get Khanya thinking, oh, she's noted there's only one bed. And I'm like, that's how it's situated, my love. Do you think that they're going to give you singles? No, they want you up close and personal with the person that you picked, my dear. Isaac is too damn big for the chair, so that ain't going to happen. So you know you're going to be sharing a bed with each other. So you know what, you might as well get used to the circumstances as it is. So you see Ruth speak to Nana about her lack of a relationship with Isaac, and as I've already expressed in my previous episode, it is worse than we first thought, because as I said, her siblings only know this man from a picture, that picture that she has provided to them. Yeah, Isaac's family don't even know who the fuck she is, and that she's been in a relationship with their child for 2 whole years. 2 whole years. So she wants to know who his family is. She has an expectation that he probably won't open up that far, because she believes that he's hiding something. My love, we think he's hiding something too. I mean, we do. I mean, the fact that it's taken you 2 years to come on this show as well to figure out that this man may be hiding something pretty big is a bit of a, you know, I'm thinking minds think between the lines. Do you know what I mean? She's saying that if nothing doesn't change with Isaac, then it's completely the end for them. I mean, it's taken you 2 years. It's taken 2 years, do you know what I mean? And you brought him to a show. You've given him an ultimatum. Did you really mean to give him an ultimatum, or was it really an ultimatum around the fact that either I get to meet your family, you let me in, or we're done? Do you know what I mean? You could have done that outside of this experiment, but hey ho, it is what it is, and we shall continue. Nana basically talks about how he falls easy for someone who appreciates his presence. Well, we know that Ruth is appreciating your presence here, left, right, and motherfucking center right now, my guy. So, you know, you fall how you want to fall. You do what you need to do, okay? I'm like, you know what? These two are just like, yeah, they've forgotten about their partners already. They really don't want to be with their partners, so they wouldn't have been so in sync with each other the way that they're in sync with each other. Do you know what I mean? So time moves on. You see all the other partners getting on. You see all of them getting ready for bed. Khanya and Isaac are having a discussion and realise the fact that they ain't even brought up their motherfucking exes at the end of the day. Well, to be fair, Isaac doesn't have any appreciation of Ruth, doesn't respect Ruth. And the same with Khanya. She has no appreciation of Kay and doesn't respect him either. So why would they bring them up with each other? Because they're not thinking about them. They're not thinking about them unless they really, really, really have to. They're saying that, you know, that if they were to bring them up, if they were to bring up issues, that they're both similar in that they'll bring it up in a civil manner. I'm like, bitch, who the fuck are you fooling? Who the fuck are you two fuckers fooling? At the end of the day, Isaac was pissed off with the fact that Ruth was enjoying herself at the last cocktail party and he got angry and walked the fuck out. How is that bringing anything up in a civil manner? And then at the last get together, you sat there and lambasted Kay, telling him, I don't want to hear your words. I don't want to wait till another December. How is that talking to this man in a civil manner when you're calling him out of his name? That's why I scream bullshit. I scream bullshit. I don't know what it is that these two see, but I swear down, Khanya and Isaac are a match made in heaven. If they end up with together, it would not surprise me in the slightest. We get to the new day with the couples and you see Tabby and Lindeli. Tabby talking about how she was unable to sleep properly because due to having nerves to sleeping next to someone new. Lindeli said that it felt weird at first, but then he got used to it because there's no awkwardness between them. He respected her personal space and stayed on his side of the bed. And Lindeli's saying that things are right where they are right now. So we get to Kay and Sizakele, and basically Sizakele is talking about how the fact that Kay brings out her the bubbly person that she is. So I don't think that comes out more enough with Lindeli, and I think she's starting to see the differences between how she interacts with Kay to then how she interacts with Lindeli. So they end up playing a game, a little bit of a card game, or it's not even a card game, it was on their phones, I think it was, of truth and dare. So Lindeli on his one says the craziest place that you've ever had sex. So Caesar turns around. It took her a while to come out with it, but the craziest place she'd ever had sex was the plain bathroom. And all I was thinking that must have been either first class bathroom or business class bathroom, because there's no way in fuck on standard class you're getting your ass. Yeah, even me myself getting my ass in that small little cubicle. Have you seen how small them bathrooms are on a plane? How are these Mile High Club people doing it? Because they must not have the extra girthage that we people have in the front, the back, and this area. There's no way I can just get my left ass cheek into one of them places. Never mind a whole other fucking person to try and do something with. Are you mad? So that's why I think this is a lie. I'm sorry, I do. I think she was lying a little bit now and she's embellishing a little bit, because unless, my girl, it was business class or first class, there's no way in fuck you are doing shit in them tiny ass bathrooms. And if anybody ever has, please tell me how the fuck you've managed to contortion yourself to get the best out of that experience, because that looks hella uncomfortable to me. It then turns to like a dare. So so Kay looks at his phone and starts going, oh God, and laughing. I'm like, yeah, nah mate, just say what you've got to say what you've got to say. So basically he dares Caesar to kiss him, and I thought, I knew that was coming. kiss. Caesar was laughing a little bit, getting all giggly and girly, but they did kiss each other. And I'm just like, I think at this point, when I give them these questions, they're literally seeing how far that these people will go. Don't forget that Kay said he wanted to push the person that he was with beyond some barriers to see how far they would be willing to go. So he's gone the kissing route, and Sis fallen down that route with him. So she kissed him. And it was a good kiss at the end of the day. It was a good kiss. It was. Me can't lie. See Tabby and Lindelli go on a gym date. And Tabby is basically that she is happy to be reintroduced by the gym, and especially to be introduced with Lindelli in tow. So my thing is the saying is always the saying is, those that gym together stay together. Is that not the saying? Yeah. Yeah. She's basically scared at how fast that they've connected with each other. She says that she feels guilty, but it wasn't part of her plan. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, you've got to put all your possibilities out on the table. You've got to make sure that the person that you've come in with is the right person for you. If there's something different that the other person that you've decided to do this fake marriage with for 3 weeks is doing that your other person is not doing, then if you decide to stay in a relationship with your other person, you need to make sure that they bring that shit to the forefront. You need to make sure that you tell them your needs, your wants, your feelings, everything that you're feeling in between. Do you know what I mean? You need to voice that. And if they are not meeting it, you need to go fish or cut bait. Do you know what I mean? You need to get the hell up on out of there. Ellie's having this chat with Tabby and basically saying that his happiness has now got to come first. He doesn't know what the outcome will be, but he will embrace it. That why did this man look Tabby up and down and lick his rotted lips? I knew exactly where that man's mind went. Where his mind went. So he turned around and he said, jokingly, yeah, that the next physical activity will be showering together. I don't think that was a joke. I think he was actually being serious, but he wanted to see where Tabby would take that. Tabby started laughing, but she didn't necessarily say no. Do you know what I mean? She didn't necessarily say, no, we can't do that. No. He knows there's an opening there somewhere between him and her. He knows where he's going. This is why people seem to think that, you know what? When it comes to these little games between adults, when you are trying to find the mettle of someone, or you're trying to find out what it is that makes this person tick and see if they can be the one for you, there's little wordsmithery stuff that people will do, and you will see it throughout this program. Like, people will say certain things that you will mistake as a joke, but trust me, it is not no joke. They actually mean that shit. All they're trying to do is find out how much of a barrier it will be for you and how much they can get you to jump over that barrier. Trust me, it's no joke. It ain't no joke. Remember when I just talked about barriers? We get to Nola and Ruth, and she'd cooked him some dinner and they were just having their chat and everything like that. It was going well, and she thanked him for opening up for her and all this, that and the other. And I think Ruth opened up a little bit too much for Nola. She opened those gates wide. They did kiss. Nola was talking about how he was developing feelings for Ruth. And we know they jumped bones, because you hear Ruth whispering to Nola in Zulu to get back on top. She's sighing and all sorts. And I thought, fuck me, that was quick. That was quick. I was like, that was hella quick. I didn't realise that they would start jumping the bones that quickly. I thought, you know what, it would take some time, because I know that they were feeling that chemistry quite quickly. I didn't realise that, you know what, she will open up and say, come and divide and conquer with me right now, my guy. But she did that shit. Nola did that shit. I'm just like, how is this going to play out right now? Because we have the first couple that have had sex with each other, and this is on the first fucking night. Actually, no, it's not the first night, it's the second night. So Nola and Ruth has made that. Joyce is marrying Joseph. Oh Lord. Morning rolls around and already it looks kind of like Ruth is regretting what has happened. So she's jokingly telling Nola that, you know, he's sleeping on the floor because he's too touchy-feely. And I'm like, my girl, from the breathy statements that you were making in your mother tongue, yeah, you was accepting this man's touch and direction. So not do that. Not do that. Just say it loud and proud that you liked it. You loved it. You were enjoying yourself. Anyway, Nola was saying that they were just happy, and then kind of one thing led to another. So Nola in his VC already explained that they had the old fandango. Do you know what I mean? They bumped uglies. So we already knew that was the case. But when it came to Ruth VC, she had no words. But it's what's been done. What's been done in the dark will come out in the light. So people are gonna find out that used to had the old, you know, dance, the old hide the salami, the sausage, whatever you wanna call it. Ladies meet up, and when I say ladies, Courtney, Tabby, and Khanya meet up. Basically, Khanya is a little bit suspicious in meeting up with the ladies because she thinks everybody's gonna be curious about her. But I'm like, why are you making it about yourself, your love? It's not about you. At the end of the day, you're going to have a full discussion about all the women's men in regards to what's going on right now. So can you just say that Isaac's been a sweetheart, and even Tabby turns around and talks about Lindelli and the things that they're doing around home. Courtney's feeling a little bit left out from that conversation because basically Genesis ain't doing shit. He ain't doing fuck all in that house. It's like, kind of like Courtney comes in and she's having to do everything else, and Tabby turns around and says, you know what, it's par for the course for this man, it's par for the course. And she thought that Genesis within this experiment would have at least tried to change that up, but he did not at all. In this conversation it comes out that, you know, Khanya believed that Courtney should have picked Kate at the end of the day because she just believed that Caesar is a full-on attention seeker. And I keep saying it, that Khanya thinks she's in a different type of reality TV show. Do you know what I mean? She really honestly and truly does. But she's coming off as cold towards Caesar, and I'm trying to understand why she's doing that to this girl. So even Tabby asked her, was it that deep? Like, she believed that Caesar or Kay going for each other, yeah, was a bit of a fake show, and in order to get back at her. And I don't understand where she deduced that from. Like, really, where did she deduce that from? Because I'm like, my girl, you right now you're really full of yourself, and all it's coming across as, to me, as this girl really well and truly has an issue with Caesar being with her man. And the reason why she probably wanted Courtney to be with her man, because she knew that Kay would not be interested. They would literally try to find how shit's going to work, and believe that Kay would probably come back to her after his experience with Courtney. There wouldn't be none of that instant chemistry. There wouldn't be that instant, like, you know, wanting to be together. But I think Khanya actually does feel threatened by Caesar. I really and honestly truly believe that Khanya feels threatened by the prospect of Kay getting on so well with Caesar that he won't come back to her. That's my thoughts on that one. You let me know what you think. So Isaac has decided that he wants to do something nice and special for Khanya. Why do I get the feeling that he's never done this for Ruth in the slightest? So he decides to buy roses for Khanya, and I'm like, okay, like you know, Lebo and Aiden go hiking, and Lindelli is starting to feel the benefits and starting to question himself and his relationship. I'm like, my dude, it's only the first week, but yeah, you go off, my friend, you go off. So then we get to Kay and Caesar, and basically he's starting to feel that, you know, he should start calling this girl by terms of endearment and angel and stuff like that, because she said sometimes she's known as an angel, because they are getting on well. They are getting on really well to each other. Caesar basically tells him that she don't want children, especially not right now, and she may not want children ever, but I think Kay is probably got into his head thinking that the only reason why Sizza don't want children is because of the experiences that she's had growing up, but he believes that she actually does want children. And I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, because if you decide that you want to run off into the sunset with Sizza, you will be sorely disappointed if she comes to the front or the decision that she actually does not want children in her life whatsoever. Because you know what, there are people like that out there, and I, to be fair, I love kids, I do, I really do, but I don't blame them, because children are hard bloody work, man. They are a full-time job in itself, and you've literally got to have the presence, the ability, the physicality, everything to be able to treat this little human being as precious motherfucking cargo. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, ensure that they have the skills and everything that they need as they're growing up. It's not easy having children. So you know what? I don't see any badness in the fact that when people decide whether they want to have children or not at the end of the day. That's all I'm gonna say. So you go to Khanya and Isaac, and again they went out for their African food and everything like this, and then she takes him back. He takes her back to the flat, gets her to close her eyes, and then when she opens them, she sees a trail of flower petals, these flowers, and the bed cover. I think, was it the bed covering them? I don't think it was the bed covering them, but she sees all of this. But she's as giddy as a girl in a schoolyard dance at the end of the day. That's where Khanya is. Bearing in mind, she's already said on her VC that this is the type of thing that she don't really go for. She don't go for the romantic mushy stuff or anything like that. She's quite a practical girl in that sense. She just wants a person to respect her, a person to be there for her. That's her love language. That's how she was saying that. But now everything changed once Isaac has done this, because now this is her love language. This is her absolute love language. But I believe when Kay tries to do that shit with her, she sees an ulterior motive to when he does it. So this episode literally ended on Khanya and Isaac getting their kiss in, and as they're getting into that, deep into that, you know, kiss, he's shutting those sliding doors, and I'm like, okay, my guy, okay, because he's literally thinking Ruth who, and she's literally thinking, you know, Kay who. Because I'm telling you, them two don't want their partners. They don't. They really don't. Same with Ruth and Nala. Ruth no want Isaac, and Nala doesn't really want Lebo. So that is where I'm going to end it of this episode, and I'll be back with the next episode in quick succession. As I always ask, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and doing videos. Please hit that comment. Please hit the like. Do whatever it is that you good people do, because I am on the road to 1K, and I ain't gonna stop saying it, you know. I'm not gonna stop saying it until you lot get me there. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'll speak to you all again soon. Peace out.